that now we have to discuss the law of conservation of linear momentum. A law of conservation of linear momentum. Before that, you should be knowing about what is that linear momentum. The linear momentum, you must be knowing momentum. Momentum, it is the amount of motion contained in a body. So doubtly, no doubtly, it is the product of the mass and velocity of the body. Mass and velocity of the body, and P equal to m into V, and that unit of momentum equal to, that is kg meter per second. So what happens here? And you know from the Newton's second law, if the force acts on a body, the body changes the object changes the velocity, and hence we can tell that it changes the momentum. The change in momentum, the rate of change in momentum, rate of change of momentum is called the force acting on the body. That is F equal to change in momentum upon time. We know it from the linear momentum concept. That here we have to discuss it. If the system is an isolated one, isolated system means the system is not acted upon by the external forces, unbalanced forces. That is called the isolated system. What the law of conservation of linear momentum tells, if no external unbalanced force acts on the system, then the total momentum of the system remains constant. We are using the system means either the system, it is the group of things containing two or more than different objects. If no external unbalanced force acts on the system, then the total momentum of the system remains constant. And mathematically, you can tell if F equal to not 0, F equal to 0, F equal to 0 means no external force acts on the system, then P must be the constant. That is net momentum or momentum of the system remains constant. And that thing we have to prove it now. Suppose a system consists of two bodies of mass m1 and m2. M1 and M2 are the two different bodies which are moving E1 and U2 before collision. That is, before collision, they are moving with velocities E1 and U2 in a straight line. They collide each other for a moment, and after collision, that is during collision, this is the during collision, and that is after collision, they move with velocities V1 and V2. So our target is that FAV equal to force acting on the mass M1 due to the mass M2, and FB equal to force acting on the B by M2 due to M1. So these two forces are action and reaction. So let us discuss what is that FAV. You know it is FAV. If FAV equal to, directly you can write, that is force acting on the object A due to B. So whose momentum will be changed? Because force acting on the object A, so momentum of the object A will be changed. So we can tell it FAB equal to change in momentum by time. What will be the change in momentum of object A? Initially the momentum was U1, M1 U1, and final momentum equal to M1 V1. So what will be the change in momentum? The change in momentum will be M1 V1 minus M1 U1 upon time. Time we take it as the time interval delta t or t. So the force acting on the object A during the collision. Actually, what happens here? You just look on here. M1 and M2 both are moving in a straight line with velocities U1 and U2. They collide. How they will collide? If U1 will be greater than U2, then A will collide with the B. They collide each other. After collision, they get separated with the velocities V1 and V2. So my point of telling is here that whenever A and B they collide each other, the force acting on A by the B and the force acting on B by the object A. So that is FAV and FBA. Both have the action and reaction. My point of another from the Newton's second law. From Newton's second law, you know that the force acting on A due to B. Force acting on A due to B equal to, if the force is acting on object A, so momentum of the A will be changed. So initial momentum of the object A was M1 E1. Final momentum of the object A was M1 V1. So change in momentum of the object A equal to M1 V1 minus M1 E1 upon delta T. So similarly, FBA, what is the FBA? that is the force acting on B due to A. So that will be equal to momentum of the B will be changed. Momentum of B will be changed. Initial momentum of B was m2u2 and final momentum was m2v2. So what will be the change in momentum? Change in momentum will be m2v2 minus m1 that is m2u2 upon the time interval will be, that is delta t, because during the collision the time taken for both the bodies will be the same, that is the delta t. So from Newton's third law, you know, from Newton's third law we know FAB equal to minus FBA. So what will be the FAB? FAB will be equal to M1 V1 minus M1 E1 upon delta T is equal to minus, what will FBA? M2 V2 minus M2 U2 upon delta T. That is clear. And this delta T time interval for both the bodies will be cancelled, and the remaining is the M1 V1 minus M1 E1, that is equal to minus M2 V2 plus M2 U2. Clear? Or next M1 V1, this minus, if it is coming left side, will be the plus M2 V2, M1 V1 plus M2 V2, that is equal to M1 E1 plus M2 U2. Or this thing we can write it, that is M1 U1 plus M2 U2 equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. What is that M1 V1 plus M2 U2? That is total momentum before collision. That is the total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. So total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. This is actually the conservation of momentum, law of conservation of linear momentum. What is conservation? Conservation tells if the no force acts on the system, or if the net external unbalanced force acts on the system is zero, then the total momentum of the system before collision must be equal to the total momentum of the system after collision. This is the law of conservation of linear momentum. Thank you.